Hey everybody, Dave Savage here, mortgage coach, and I am with the one, the only, my best friend, Jeremy Forcier. What's up?
What up? Nice to see you guys. How's everyone
Uh,
doing?
so Jeremy, man, I have interviewed you more times than I could ever count, and you are always considered one of the best interviews. People always love the way you script things out. And so we are in July of 2018, and by all measures, what I'm hearing out there in the market, it's just like a war for loans. I mean, compression war, people are fighting over rates, customers are leaving over an eighth, a quarter. I mean, it's pretty rough out there from what I hear.
Yeah, it's definitely it's no one's dying, but there's a lot of casualties, like, a lot of wounds, a lot of open wounds. So no doubt. I mean, it's definitely an extremely challenging market, and from an affordability standpoint, which is the rates that you're talking about. I know everyone always says rates. It's affordability, y'all. That's why people are freaked out for the most part, right?
Right.
So yes, affordability rate problem, as well as at least in my market and many others, there's literally 10 people that want to buy one house. I mean, it's really difficult to get stuff into contract.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing is between how tough it is over rates and then how hard it is to get a deal in contract. It's brutal.
Yep.
So I want to do this. I am hearing more and more that the mortgage coach total cost analysis is like the ultimate conversion tool and the ultimate, hey, create clarity for the home buyer so that they pay the price they need to buy the home. So I'm hearing that we're delivering more value than ever. I know there was some new scripting that came across the mortgage coach community from Danny Harani. Folks, if you're listening to this interview, down below, I'm putting a link to our lead conversion playbook. And after hearing this idea, and I want you to share how you're implementing it, we added another strategy. So strategy number 10 out of 12 strategies in the lead conversion playbook is down below. And so, Jeremy, why don't you kind of share how that strategy is working for you and maybe a story around how it's helping you?
Yeah, huge shout out to Danny, by the way. I mean, that script was so money. What Dave is referring to, it's like a second chance script when someone comes to you and you've already pre-approved them, you've done all the work, you've spent the time with them, you've given them the TCAs, they're making an offer, it goes into contract, and you get that awesome email that says, hey, thanks for all your hard work. We seem to have found a better rate. I'm paraphrasing, right? But that's basically what it is. And listen, that happens to me just like everybody else. It's not like I'm immune. I think sometimes you all out there think I have like some immunity stick like Survivor. I don't. It happens to me all the time too. And Danny's script was so money, you guys, that Dave literally sent it to me. I typed it out into a template. I'm not kidding you, Dave. Was it 10 minutes after you sent it to me?
That's, by the way, that's why you're so successful. Hey, that's a good idea. Let me put that into action.
Money idea. I literally copied it word for word and just changed a few additives in it, saved it as a signature template in Outlook, and then used it immediately, like that second, with someone that it just happened to me with. So basically, the premise of the script and what it does and the action that it creates, which is really what we're always looking to do, is create action in other people, right? Is it asked if they have received their total cost analysis from this other lender, and if they could send it over essentially so that you could take a look at it to make sure that it's correct. Here's the thing, guys. 9 out of 10 people are not sending a total, probably more. 99% of people aren't sending out a total cost analysis. And so when they come back with like, well, I didn't get a total cost analysis, or here's the LE, right? You're starting to win because you're getting better information from them. So this is a true story, Dave. Happened yesterday. I'm going to just call the borrower J, to keep him, anonymous. His last name starts with a J, so it's real, ties it real in my head. So borrower J, I'd worked with him for the last 3 weeks, VA buyer, all underwritten and pre-approved, all docs in, et cetera. Realtor that referred them to me, whatever, dropped the ball, didn't work out with them. And borrower calls us yesterday and says, hey, we're not using X agent anymore. We're in contract. Of course, we're pre-approved with their lender because the realtor is a good, loyal realtor, and flipped him over and said, hey, you got to use my guy if you use me. And then this is the icing on the cake. These are things that you need to look for, by the way, Dave, and everyone who's listening. These are the things you need to listen for, okay? When you're working with a client is, and I quote, what the loan officer told us, T-O-L-D, versus what we got or showed us in the disclosures that came out had a difference of about $10,000 in out of pocket, right? So remember, told us, right, versus showed us. And when using the TCA, you guys, we don't tell anyone anything. We show and tell together. And so I said, okay, no problem. Why don't we do this? Send me over a copy of the contract, right? Send me over a copy of the contract so I can get a nice presentation updated and done for you to make sure you get the right information. And please send me a copy of the other lender's total cost analysis. I already knew they didn't send one. Oh, we didn't get one of your spreadsheets from the other lender. We got an estimate. And I said, oh, well, feel free to send that. It's really confusing to read, right?
Hey, real quick, Jeremy, before you go on. When I created this strategy, I called this professionally make your competition look less professional and valuable than you. So just asking that question, you're already on a higher mountain because your competition doesn't look as professional, doesn't look as valuable. Keep it going.
100%. So you're spot on, by the way. So they send it over. I'm reviewing it. And I noticed there's some non-allowable charges in there that they are passing on to the borrower, which may or may not get cost secured. It doesn't matter. They're getting false information, right? 3.3% VA funding fee. Wait a second. He's putting down more than 5%. It's really only 1.5%. I got the opportunity, right, to show my professionalism, created a new total cost analysis for them, sent it over, hopped on a Zoom conference just like Dave and I are right now, shared my screen and literally live walk them through it, show them what the differences are and why mine was better. And they're using us. So it's really that simple. Locked in this morning, gave us the go ahead. By the way, I want to talk about one other thing, if it's okay with you.
Anything you want, bud.
And it's not that easy. I'm skipping a couple things that I think are important that I want to make sure I point out. Is that whenever you're going back and forth and you're trying to win something back that was already yours, you all need to know you already lost it. You're not fighting to keep it. You're fighting to get it. Like you've lost. If he came back, I lost that deal. That deal was lost. I didn't even know he was in contract. Right? So you got to remember, no ego. And it's also time to go hard because this is your last shot. So I went hard on the guy, and I said, hey, this is why we're better. I will guarantee an on-time close or I'll pay you $1,000 a day. And the seller $1,000 a day, I will be black and white. And then this is where you set up your competition. I said, hey, I know you're going to go back and talk to them. I want to prepare you for some typical salesmanship in my industry and some red flags if you hear any of these things. Okay. Number one, if they say, well, hey, if you can get that put in writing and I can match it or beat it by $500, use us. That was one. I said, number two, let me talk to my manager and see if I can get an exception. Okay. I said, number three, there's no way at all that he can do that or guarantee it. I said, if you hear any of those three things, those are all red flags and they should have given you the best deal the first time and educated you correctly. So what happened? What do you guys think happened? I'm going to read you the text message that I got back. Ready? Hey, Jeremy, the other lender said they would beat you by $500, literally, if everything was in writing. Wife name and I are tired of jumping through hoops. By the way, when I'm reading this text, I thought I've lost it at this point. But then they go on to say, so we want to go through you. They already did an appraisal on the property. Don't know if that changes anything. Possible for you to do what you're going to do. Wife's name and I both look forward to working with you moving forward.
Boom.
Guys, that's real. That's real.
Yeah.
So that's the real legit response to me. I mean, so TCA works. It's an education platform. You can make yourself stand out from the crowd and you can make a difference in your pipeline. So
Jeremy, two things. One, how many loans are you closing on average per month?
So I'm averaging year to date 20.9, but I will say last month I closed 19, and this month I'll probably close 13. Next month I'll close 29. It's a really volatile market where I am right now. It's like my leads are up, my conversion is up for pre-approvals, my volume's down 30%. And my sales cycle is 3 months longer than it usually is. So
yeah. Well, the point I wanted to make, when I talk to loan officers that aren't delivering a total cost analysis to every single borrower, they're always like, it takes too long. And by the way, most loan officers don't average 20 loans a month. And by the way, Jeremy also manages a region. So he's, runs a team, manages a region. And he gives, by the way, what percentage of your families get a total cost analysis?
100. Or let's call it 95. Okay. Like the one-offs that I'm not available or something like that.
Yeah. So guys, if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't have time, just trust me, you want to optimize your conversion. You want to reduce pricing exceptions, get a total cost analysis, because you never know. Like, you thought you had that deal and you won it. You didn't know that they were going to leave realtors and all this was going to happen. And because you delivered this great platform, this digital platform with rates and fees, one, you got another chance. And then two, by the way, if you read the conversion playbook, we talk about it, that now they're going to shop in your platform. Oh, give me that guy's rate and I'll put that in the total cost analysis and make sure you get the best decision. So you're positioning yourself for an advantage.
So what's interesting to note as well, Dave, is that they didn't even bring up rate to me.
Right.
I mean, initially, right, they did. But once you get into this deeper conversation and they're shopping yours, that's what happened. The live spreadsheet that I showed them was options, right? You could do this and you could do this. And you walk them through them. You've won their trust over. And then they're like deciding based on what you have to offer. But you have to be a professional first.
Yeah. So one more key concept, because I'm writing right now. I've done this lead conversion playbook. I'm doing the lead generation playbook. And it occurred to me that, hey, your past customer is the number one place where a local referral-based loan officer creates self-gen business. But I was coming up with all the strategies to get self-gen business. And I came up with, guys, if you deliver a total cost analysis to every family, it becomes a lead generation strategy. So it's not only a lead conversion tool, it's a lead generation tool. If you could speak to that, Jeremy, because I know you've delivered over 2,000 TCAs, so you've got a lot of leads as a result of that. If you could just speak to it.
Yeah. So another real story situation happened in the last 3 days. Have a borrower named L, who I'll just leave it at that to keep her anonymous as well. But L is the first initial of her first name. We've been working with her for 1.5 years, you guys. I mean, I feel bad for this. She's awesome. Gets bid out of everything. He's been chasing the market up, the whole time. I've done probably 9 TCAs for her personally. Like when she goes to make offers, wants to know tax deductibility all of a sudden because she's going up in a higher purchase price. She's making an offer 3 days ago, contacts me. Hey, I talked to my CPA. He wants to know total interest paid on the loan annually, as well as what the property tax should be, et cetera, et cetera. I said, great, I'm going to create for you, Laura, right, updated TCA and an amortization schedule. And what I want you to do is forward that to your CPA and include me on it. She said, great. She does it. She forwards it. I get included on it. I follow up. We talk. We have a phone appointment. Super impressed. Says, and I quote, I finally found someone in mortgage that gets it. Well, I didn't get it. TCA got it, right? I didn't like the TCA did all the calculations for me. I pressed like 5 buttons. So that individual, he was impressed by it. CPA referred me a client in the next day. And now I have another referral source. So it can become organically viral, and people will send it to other people and it will create leads for you. And it doesn't cost you any money to do that. Yeah.
So everybody watching this, I mean, right now, again, in every market, but especially now, conversion's important. Creating urgency so that the family has clarity. Should I buy now? Should I pay this price for this house? Is now the time to go from renting to buying? So Mortgage Coach is converting, it's creating urgency, and it's generating leads. But you've got to deliver it to each and every family. So hopefully you got valuable from this. Click below, say I liked it. If you liked it, give Jeremy and I a like. Share it with your mortgage friends. Jeremy, before you go, because I always like to get a script from you, just if you could give them that script, like if someone was to call you right now, ring, and say, hey, Jeremy, thanks for everything you've done, but I found someone that's 0.25% better in rate or $1,000 better in cost, what would you say?
So two things. One is, Dave, please, if anyone wants the email template, just comment in and Dave or I can send it to you. So I have this done in an email template. So I might butcher it a little bit right here because it's literally, I typed it once and I've been emailing it to people. Okay.
Okay.
But it goes something like this, right? So Dave calls me, says that, hey, I found someone 0.25% less. I would start off with, hey, I totally understand. You absolutely should do what's best for your family. Okay. What I would love to see is the total cost analysis that the other lender has sent you so I can compare apples to apples. This mortgage stuff can be pretty confusing. That's why we've done all the hard work up front to make sure that you're ready when you go into contract to get the best product, rate, and price for you for your specific situation. So if you could forward me the other lender's total cost analysis, I would be more than happy to take a look at it at no charge and make sure you're getting the best deal possible.
Boom. By the way, folks, you completely made yourself more professional than a person because they probably didn't. And then remember, you did do the total cost analysis. So now it's, oh, they just told you what the rate is? Well, let me put that into the total cost analysis and really make sure that you're looking at the details. And that's, again, that's how you get the opportunity. So Jeremy, I really appreciate your time. I know how valuable it is in today's market. Appreciate you, my brother.
Hey, thanks, Dave. Everyone, go sell.
All right. Take care, everybody. Hope you got value from today's call. Be sure to like it and share it.